The castaways of Ata Mono was 16, restless and trapped. His life at the strict Catholic boarding school on Tongatapu felt like a prison. Grey walls, tasteless food, endless rules. He and 5 friends shared the same hunger, not for cafeteria bread, but for freedom, adventure, and escape. One night, under the heavy silence of the island, they hatched a reckless plan. Fiji lay 500 miles away, impossibly far, but it shimmered in their imaginations like a promised land. They stole a fisherman's boat. His scowl and reputation made it easy to justify, and pushed out to sea. At first, it was exhilarating, the salt spray, the laughter, the thrill of rebellion. But by midnight the ocean turned against them. A storm roared in, tearing the sail to ribbons, snapping the rudder like a twig. Hours of chaos left them battered but alive, drifting aimlessly across the vast Pacific. With no food, they drank rainwater and gnawed at hope itself. For 7 days, the sea carried them like ghosts. On the 8th day, salvation appeared, a speck of land on the horizon. They swam ashore, exhausted, only to discover the island was deserted. This was Ata, a lonely half-mile of rock and scrub, abandoned for a century. Survival became their religion. They caught seabirds, drank their blood, cracked eggs against stones. They tried to summon fire, but the damp wood mocked them. Days blurred into weeks. A raft they built collapsed in the waves, crushing Mano's hope. Yet fate had left relics behind. Knives from an old settlement, rusted but sharp enough to split coconuts and carve shelter. 3 months in, they coaxed fire from dry wood. Flames licked the night, and for the first time in months, warmth wrapped around them. They feasted fish, birds, beans, laughing like kings at their own Thanksgiving. By 6 months, they had built a rhythm. Fishing, hunting wild chickens, sculpting statues, writing songs. One boy even crafted a ukulele from driftwood and coconut shells, its music floating over the waves like a prayer. They were no longer just surviving, they were creating. Back on Tongatapu, their families mourned, holding funerals for sons they believed lost to the sea. But on Ata, the boys endured, a secret world of resilience. 15 months passed. Then, one ordinary day, an extraordinary miracle arrived. Peter Warner, an Australian fisherman, scanned the cliffs through binoculars and saw smoke scars where none should be. Then he saw them, boys leaping into the water, shouting, swimming desperately toward his boat. When Mano reached him, breathless, he spoke in English. "We've been stranded here for over a year. Warner brought them home." But home was not the paradise they imagined. The fisherman whose boat they stole pressed charges, and the boys were thrown into jail. Yet Warner was clever. He sold the rights to their story to Channel 7 in Sydney, used the money to pay off the fishermen, and freed the boys. Soon they were back on Ata, not as castaways but as storytellers, recreating their ordeal for a documentary. Mano's adventure had begun as rebellion, turned into survival, and ended as legend. To this day, he and Peter Warner remain friends, a bond forged in fire, salt, and the endless horizon of the Pacific.